And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, the Frontline Prediction League. In the Trenches is the recap show and the preview show, as it is right now, for the Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is this YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe. And, as silly as it sounds, watch and comment, because that's the algorithms thing. Now it's a thing. But I'm Scott, your co-host. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe. How are you, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's that in between time we have right now where there's no show last weekend and there's no show this weekend. So we're just kind of in a preview position where we're looking forward to Bound for Glory and Extreme Rules the next day. And that's about it. And I'm not even tired. I look it. Believe me, I look tired. Oh yeah. But no, I'm actually good. I'm back to work this week. My vacation's over. Blah blah blah. But it's all is good.
Sucks.
And as we were laughing earlier, it's cold. Yeah, remember when it was hot like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I'm in Canada. And it's cold. In the evening, it's like 20 degrees during the day, which is like plenty good. That's nice and fine. It's going to get to be a point where it's maybe 10 or 5 degrees Celsius, and it'll be, oh my god, absolutely freezing. And then it's going to keep going beyond. When we hit 5 or 10 degrees in the spring, it's going to be t-shirt weather. We got so used to it, because compared to minus 30, I'll take it.
Right.
But how's it your way? Is it cold down there?
Yeah, it's warm. Like I said, it is warm during the day. It was today at least. But right now, it's like, let me check. It's got to be. It was chilly when I went out there, actually. And I don't get cold very easily, so. It was. Well, it's 63 out, so yeah, I guess it's not bad. But I'm just not used to it yet, because I'm used to it always being hot. So
yeah. Well, the next shows we have are in October. It will be colder by that point, obviously. So let's jump into those, because we've got Bound for Glory and we've got Extreme Rules that we're talking about here. And as we keep scrolling through, yes, we've got the FPL European Grand Prix Championship. James Black making his first defense against James Blake. We've got the non-title submission match, the World Champion, CT, versus yourself, one half of the Tag Team Champions, BeerMe Jesus. The Canadian Champion, Sebastian Escobar, versus me, non-title. And GMSG, the other Tag Champions, versus Lexi Briggs. Former World Champion CJ Hawk versus Dion Blade. And then there's a few gaps. We're going to get to those. Rate Wrestle versus Tino. The Alpha Dog versus Red. James Costner versus JJ Rocky, announced on Twitter, and that's it. So, and actually, I glossed over some of that. Rate Wrestle is challenging for the world title. Tino's challenged for the Canadian. Alpha Dog's a former tag champ. So is Red. Kosh, former world champ. JJ's been in the running. A lot of heavy hitters here. And, of course, Hawk, the former world champion. And Dion Blade, a quick contender as well. And Lexia, a Euro contender and pinner of champions. A lot of people here with some pedigree. So let's talk about the matches upcoming, because we're not going to do any previews for these quite yet. I just want to reiterate them. These are what's coming up. It'll be more next week or the week after. It's like whatever the weekend of that is, which is not next week, is it? No, we got 2 weeks still. Or is it next week? It's coming fast. We've got a little bit more to announce, though. And then when it's the week of the go-home show, we'll do the full rundown for both cards, because we'll have them fully complete by that point. Bound for Glory. I got one match to announce, BeerMe. It is Roman Pierce, another former world champion, versus Mr. Glee, your pick for the European title match, who didn't quite get the job done, but someone who's been very, very good. Who do you think, just off the cuff, who do you got on that?
Mr. Glee.
Do you think so, yeah? You're going to keep on that train?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with him one more time.
Okay.
Everybody gets 2.
Well, I mean, I know it sounds silly for me to say we're not going to go through the picks, and then I get your pick, but I like to get that off-the-cuff reaction, and then we'll go through the actuals when we get there. I think Roman is going to be on a warpath and a rampage. He's not going to let that go, but Mr. Glee's got a shot. That's the matchmaking we've got here, Pierce versus Glee. I'm going to go with Roman on that one. That's my pick. But what about you? What have you got for announcements on Bound for Glory? Just the one match as well, right, I think? Or do you have 2?
Yeah, I have one. I have one for this. I have Bane the Bissa taking on Luke Gray.
Ooh, okay. What
do you have in this?
Luke. I think Luke.
All right.
I'm thinking Luke is going to turn that around and surprise Bane. It's Impact. little different, and I'm picking him to win that. I don't know if it was an impact, maybe not, but I just feel like Bane might get taken down on this one. Bane's been on a tear. Bane's been doing very good, and I think that might be why Luke's got it. Luke's going to get the upset, and it's going to be a good one. It shouldn't be an upset, is kind of what I'm thinking, because Luke's honestly much more of a veteran than Bane is, I think, by double the amount. But Bane's just kind of been crushing it with some of those wins. I think this is one where Luke is going to crush it and get a win of his own. So, what about you? Off the cuff,
yeah, I'll go with Luke.
Yeah,
I'll go with Luke as well. Okay. Yeah.
And that's all we got for Bound for Glory. So we're going to scroll through. We're going quick. This might be a fast one. There might be a surprise, but we'll get there. Extreme Rules the day after. It says 7:30 p.m. That's like opening doors and stuff. It's October 8th. It's Saturday. And we've got the World Championship, CT versus Rate, in a fight pit submission match. We came up with that days prior to Rollins versus Riddle being announced as a fight pit Extreme Rules. We're very happy about that happy accident. That's pretty great. So that match obviously is for the World Championship, first ever fight pit in the FPL. For second one we've ever dealt with, I think, because there was Match Night versus the Good Guys was the tag team submission fight pit, which was a mess to figure out how that worked, but it was fun. We got the FPL American Championship Boot Camp Death Match. Josh Giano defending his former world champ James Costner. We've got the tag titles. You and the GMSG are defending in a lumberjack match against Black Cross Light. And then the Inferno Death Match, Kier 1 versus Ralentando. The TLC match, the Arbiter, Tino, and Kano Mac. Triple threat. The FPL World Title number 1 contenders Elimination Tables Hardcore match. Remember, the first two in this get a title shot. Whoever gets the lowest score, basically, is not getting one. It's going to be Broken Nerd, Chef Urban, and Roman Pierce. The lowest score does not get a shot. The highest score gets the first one. The second gets the next. And that's going to build us through into, like, Rumble season, basically. The Continental Tag Title number 1 contenders ladder match happens as well. Symphony of Destruction, Sheriff Dog and Pain versus the Strays, Michael Marsh, and Supreme Rock. The winners of that, in a ladder match, go on to face the winners of the Good Guys and BCL. The losers are in the tournament, so they still get a shot from there. If there's a draw, we'll figure it out. We'll see. The Canadian Championship, we have a number 1 contender for that as well. Watson Rules, Mad Elite Titan versus Wookie. And we have a Steel Cage hardcore match, Bastion versus James Black, who might not be European champion by this point. Or he will be. And then, of course, stipulation to be announced. Here we go. BeerMe. I got one match to announce. I presume you have one as well?
I do.
Let's do yours first this time.
Okay. I have you, Scott.
That's me.
You will be taking on CJ Hawk on the kickoff.
I forgot what my match was for this. I was like, I don't even know who I'm facing. Right, CJ Hawk. Okay. Yeah. That match was kind of penciled in for All Out originally. Just because I'm like, I'll face him in his hometown. It could be a fun weekend with Black in Wales and then Hawk in Chicago. Is what we were looking at, but it got bumped. And, of course, my match with CT got bumped. So it's like, whatever. I'm kind of into flux. And me and Hawk. Okay, that's Extreme Rules. Oh, he's probably going to beat me. Just look, it's this time of year. He's probably got my number on it. I've not beaten him yet in the FPL, I don't think, at all. So I want to be confident, but it's October. This is my weakest time. So that doesn't bode well against someone as good as CJ Hawk. Who you got? Who do you think? Am I going to beat him, or has he got me?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna pick you.
Hey,
I'm gonna pick you. I think you're gonna get it done.
Okay. I like that possibility. I like that. How about this match, BeerMe? We've got Alexander McKennedy going one-on-one with Luke Gray. Similar match to him and Bane when you kind of get down to it, because McKennedy and Bane are somewhat similar in their styles and whatnot. But this, though, Luke and Alexander are facing off in an Extreme Rules hardcore match. Does it benefit Luke? No. That's former American champion Alexander McKennedy. That is quite literally his wheelhouse. But he's had some rough spots. I think Luke is going to go 2-0 this weekend. That's my thought.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick McKennedy.
Yeah. Because it's his wheelhouse. It's
yeah.
That makes sense.
But you never know. You never know. People slip up, and he could. You never know.
Yep. Now, you don't have anything else for Extreme Rules, right? That's it?
Right.
Okay, show's over. Just kidding. We do have Halloween Havoc now confirmed. Thankfully, NXT announced it this week, so we have it. We've had this show pretty much booked, as I mentioned, for a while. It is contingent on things that happen at Extreme Rules and Bound for Glory. Not Bound for Glory so much, but more like storyline stuff, so things are coming here. But we do have, excuse me, we do have a logo, we got a match graphic with the song, and we do have the fact that the FPL Canadian Championship will be defended by Sebastian Escobar in a Watson Rules match. That's on there, that's confirmed. And we do also have a little bit we can go with because we've got the tournament. We announced that before on the War Room. That is here. We've got Match of the Night versus Shades and Smiles. We've got the Extreme Rules number one contender match losers versus the Brits. We've got the Operation versus the Light of the Cult. And we've got Annex Asylum versus McKennedy and Dion Blade. Those we already knew about. We don't have anything else to announce yet because we kind of realized this and we picked what matches were going to be here, and CT hasn't replied yet, and we're doing this live. So, if he had happened to jump on, we'd have some matches to go in here. Oh, we got to change that. That still says Full Gear on that one. We copy-pasted that. We got a bracket to fix there. This just kind of came live 2 days ago, like last night really is when this started to get uploaded. So, this is happening. This event is a real deal. It is happening, and of course, BeerMe, we have nothing to announce there, but we've got Crown Jewel after that. The world title is there. The tag titles will be there. That will be against either Black Cross Light or the Good Guys versus Strays or Symphony at that match, or at that event. The tournament round 2 is happening there. And then, of course, we have Full Gear, which, as you can see right here, the FPL World Championship will be defended at Full Gear, as will the Canadian Championship. That's on the events page right now. AEW is a main show as of Full Gear, as of right now, but that's the first one. We originally thought maybe do it for year 3. That'd be neat, but then we'd be waiting till March with Revolution, and we didn't want to wait 5 months for that, let alone 3 into the new year. Let's run with it. People want it. Full Gear, let's go. So we got a main show with Full Gear. It is obviously going to be a bit different because a lot of our house show booking is what match do you want? And we do that for everything. Mm-hmm. We do that for everything, honestly. It's like, what kind of stuff do you want? But it's going to be a little more meaningful with as far as for the booking, as far as stuff. So if someone wants a match on this, it's a main show. It's got to make a little more sense than some of the house show matches because the house show matches, quote, don't matter, is a big air quotes on it. It does storyline-wise and kayfabe-wise and character chat-wise, but the same kind of matches aren't going to be quite the same thing because it's a main show. It is going to still be AEW. You know what you're getting into if you've had success with those before. That's what you're looking at with your 15-card events and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's going to be nuts. But, yeah, world title, CT or... Well, actually, let's scroll back up. CT defending here. Yeah, the world title defended at Crown Jewel, and we've got it here also for Full Gear 2 weeks later. So, very, very busy. And again, a big part of that is because Survivor Series, as far as we know, won't have a world title match. Probably won't have any title matches. Let's be honest here, simply because of how the structure is. We got the logo there, though. We got the War Games logo. We're fluid with it. We don't have this booked yet. We have some. We have ideas, and a lot of contingent on where things go and who the champions are. So stuff is in flux. It's a lot of fun right now. It's a heck of a lot of fun. In general with the FPL and with wrestling. BeerMe, you can vouch for this. We recorded Top of the Card last night. Top of the Card Pod is the podcast we do with the normal wrestling stuff. That's over on Top of the Card. There's so much silly, fun, interesting stuff happening on every level of wrestling right now. I think it's really cool that we happen to be a part of it in some way with the FPL. So I'm really happy with it. I like what's going on. I'm excited for all these events, all the changes, and what that lets us do with the FPL. It just kind of makes our job easier when we were looking for a War Games, hoping for a December pay-per-view, hoping someone would come up. Oh, it's the Survivor Series. Okay. That makes it almost easier to deal with. Not to say we won't have Survivor Series matches. We'll still probably do one at the very least, simply because we've done Casino Battle Royale matches at Double or Nothing when they didn't. Right? Like, we've done that because that's kind of the tradition that we're we're running with it because what if they do it next year and we didn't? Whatever. So we're keeping that in mind. Survivor Series are too much fun. I love writing those. They're some of my favorite ones to write. So we're keeping an eye on that. Don't worry. But yeah, we've rambled for. Oh, this episode's been so long. We're at the 15-minute mark, and we're done. I'm gonna check to make sure if CT gave me anything. You know what? He just replied. I got a match to announce for Halloween Havoc. Here we go. So let's scroll down. Halloween Havoc. We've got an official match. Jonathan C.T. Martin, who might be world champion. He's defending against Rate Wrestle. Versus Josh Dionio. He might be champion. He's defending against James Costner. Excuse me. CT versus JD. That's not going to be confusing at all in any way to say. Will be happening in a Halloween trick or street. No, I screwed it up. Halloween trick or treat street fright. Non-title, depending on who, if either are champion. A Halloween trick or treat street fright. Yeah. We love our play on words.
I like
Soundstage in a cage and things like that. So yeah. Yeah, that's happening. And I just realized I didn't put on my Extreme Rules logo this whole time, and I haven't worked in the Halloween Havoc logo yet. We were still getting that one worked out, but we'll have that for next time, absolutely. But there we go. Breaking news during this as we go into the 17-minute mark. What do you think of that? CT and JD. Could be world champ versus American champ at that point. They still might be champions. I kind of think they will be. Who do you got for that? Off the cuff. World champ?
I'm going to go with JD.
Yeah, I was going to say too.
I bet against him and he wins. So I picked him against Costner and I'm going to pick him here. So
it's JD. He is normally good at these, and normally the world champion does not win them. Only Costner really had success on that. Costner won. I think Hawk actually won one too. But Costner was the one to kind of break that trend. Normally, the world champion doesn't win these champion versus champion matches. So, there you go. But that's it. That's the trenches. So, FPL in the trenches. Thanks again, everybody. It is the Frontline Prediction League here on YouTube. Like, favorite, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. If you are, thank you again for that. Share this around. Let people know this is the kind of thing they can get in on. They can come in, put your picks in. Anybody that puts in picks has a match. You'll be on the card, and you'll get through to these positions where you're getting announced on matches like this, and you get storyline write-ups and all this fun stuff. Please, please, please share that around. That's how we can grow. We had that with Forbidden Door. We can have more here. It'd be a great, great thing. Lots of fun. But also, it is Top of the Card Pod for our wrestling podcast on Twitter and Frontline League for this on Twitter. Check both of those out. We appreciate all that as well, and share those also. We're trying to get that going more and more as we can. Just, again, get the word out. Get new people in. It's a lot of fun. We have fun with this, and we want more people to have fun. So, there you go. BeerMe, anything else you want to say for this quick week of announcements?
No, none that I can think of. Just thanks for listening, everybody, and catch you next week.
Yep. We'll be back next week with a few more matches, and you know what? As I sit here saying this, maybe we'll do the full rundown for one of the cards because it is going to be a double shot weekend. We can probably do like Bound for Glory all in one, and then do Extreme Rules all in the other. Maybe that'll work. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that out when we'll go on the fly. That might be the way to do it, just so we can spread it out, because otherwise it'll be 15 minutes next week and then 45 the week after. And that's silly. So maybe we'll spread that one out. We'll see. But thanks again, everybody. Top of the Card Pod, Frontline League. Check them all out. We appreciate it. They both get into the same Discord. Lots of fun stuff in there. It's a lot of fun. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.